So hi everyone, this is my new channel that is wholly dedicated to mathematics. And for mathematics, I will be starting from class 10th NCERT Maths. This is the first lecture of a whole lecture series that will be dedicated to solely on class 10th mathematics. So whoever is studying for their boards or any exams that concern 10th NCERT, they can follow this lecture. We will not go deep into theory. This is purely the mathematical part. During these lecture series, what we'll do, we will do the question answer part mainly. And when we need, we also do the theory part. Before every question answers, like before doing all the exercises, we will have some theory part. So we're starting, as this is the first lecture, I am not starting the chapter 1, I am starting a different chapter, that is trigonometry, because many students have a problem in this trigonometry chapter. They find it very hard. So I am the first chapter which we will be studying from class 10th is your trigonometry. So what is trigonometry? Okay, in general, if I go with the word trigonometry, that is geometry that concerns a triangle. Okay, and we will study that how we study in this, the trigonometry. So trigonometry is anything like we are measuring things or doing the sign calculation on a triangle. So first thing, what are the main things which we need when we are talking about trigonometry? First, we need a right angle triangle. It is a necessary condition. Right angle triangle. If you have a right angle triangle, you must have a theta here. If this is your right angle triangle, and you have to have a theta here. There should be some angle. Triangle can't be made by nothing. Like it has to be have an angle. So first thing, you need a right angle triangle. If you do not have, make one. Like you will have structure like square or something where you needing the trigonometry, but you don't have a triangle, so you need to make one right angle triangle. Now, basically, we in trigonometry, what we learn is we have 6 trigonometric ratio. As I told you earlier, trigonometry where we deal with angles and the sides of triangle. Okay, so we have 6 trigonometric ratios. And all this whole trigonometry is based on these 6 ratios only. We are just modifying these 6 ratio different. So I was telling you for trigonometry, what we need first is right angle triangle, and that is enough for you. You just need one right angle triangle. You will have a theta there, you will have a 190-degree there, and you will have your 3 sides there. So let me elaborate what this triangle has. So this triangle, this part is called base. That is base of triangle. This length is called perpendicular length. That makes the 90-degree with the base, this thing. And this side, that is the longest side, is called hypotenuse. I am writing here on triangle as well because we use the same names as the triangle sides in the ratio also. So now for 6 trigonometric ratio, let me take a new page because I will be explaining all 6 ratios in one slide. So first, let me make one triangle here so we can understand it more clearly. This is your triangle, this is your 90-degree, this is your concern theta. When I'm saying concern theta, that means all the 6 triangles which we will explain and learn are ratio of 2 sides, but they are dedicated to one theta. This is perpendicular. I am using the initials. This is your base B, and this is your hypotenuse H. Okay. So the first ratio which we study in this is sin theta. That is your first ratio. Now what is sin theta? Sin theta, this theta. I'm talking about this theta. We usually take the theta, the angle that is in front of this perpendicular line. So what you need to do, first take a triangle, take a perpendicular triangle which have a right angle in it. Put the perpendicular angle like this. Like you need to draw like this. If you have some triangle, you need to align it like this as it is shown in screen. And you need to keep the other theta, the concerned theta. It will be given in your question in front of your 90 degree, that is 90 degree. Yeah. So your final structure will be like this. If you have triangle like this, we have 6 ratio. First ratio is sine theta. What is the ratio of sine theta? Like which two sides contain the sine theta, or how it can be made? So the sine theta is basically ratio of perpendicular upon hypotenuse. It is ratio of sides. So sine theta, it is measure of this theta, and its ratio is equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. The second ratio which we study is cos theta. Cos theta, or in full we say it cosine theta. What is cosine theta? Cosine theta is ratio base upon hypotenuse. These are the two basic starting ratios. Now, apart from these two, we can make 4 more ratio, 4 more sine angle, theta angle. Third one is your tan theta. Now, what is tan theta? Tan theta is nothing but ratio of sine theta and cos theta. Generally, this tan theta came from these two ratio, the sine theta and cos theta. And when you solve it by ratio, by length, it will give you perpendicular upon base. Now, for the fourth measurement, that is your sec theta. Sec theta is nothing but inverse of cos theta. Yeah, we need to learn just two, the sine theta and this cos theta. And apart from these two, all are either ratio, either inverse ratio, or either inverse of them individually. So what is your sec theta? Sec theta is nothing but inverse of cos theta, and we can also write it as hypotenuse upon base. Yeah. Now for the fifth ratio, what we have is, for fifth ratio, we have cot theta. Cot theta is inverse of your tan theta. So inverse of tan theta, as you will do the inverse of this fourth ratio, that is your perpendicular upon base. So according to this, cot theta will be base upon that perpendicular. And for the last angle, that is your sixth angle, we have cosec theta. Cosec theta is nothing but inverse of sine theta. That will be hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Okay, so these are your 6 ratio. To completely understand this topic of trigonometry, you need to learn all these theta. And when we apply these theta, that would be very easy. Now, maybe you find it difficult because we have three sides and we are changing the ratio according to different measurement of thetas. But when you do this, we can make one theta to another theta, like sine theta to cos theta. We can convert, and we can also convert sine theta to cosec theta. That all depends on the type of question it is asking. They all can be made from single sine theta also. That we will discuss in next part.